Welcome to the world famous Buckeye Show with your boys Cleveland Mike and your boy Terry. What is going on, Terry? How are you doing, brother?
Man, I'm doing great today, brother. It's been a good day, man. Had a good day with the fam. How about you, man?
Man, busy and it's hot. Let me just tell y'all, man. I feel like Texas went from Texas went from like 70 degrees. We skipped the 80s and went straight into the 90s, bro. Like I can't even just hang out in my garage like I was before. None of that. No, staying inside with this AC and all dry fits.
Dang, it ain't been that hot yet here, bro. Like it's getting up there. Like in Ohio, it's around this time it gets up to like 78 to like 80, something like that is like the high. And then it'll start getting hotter, obviously, as the year goes on. But we get a lot of rain in the fall. Do you guys get a lot of rain down there?
I mean, we get our rain in the
fall,
spring.
Bro. I'm sorry, bro. I know what you meant.
Yeah, we got a little rain in the spring. We for sure got some rain, but that was it. that was it, man. I think they say it's like a 40% chance this weekend, man. But I mean, now it's in Texas, we're officially in the summer. When it rains, it's even worse when it's hot outside. So no, we don't want it to rain right now. And I go pick my daughter up, man, and I've just been, normally I'm like one of the first parents in line to pick her up. Screw that, Terry. I've been right there at like 3:05 to pick her up because I'm like, man, I'm not standing outside. Like the parents want to line up in the heat. And I'm like, we got shade over here. Why don't we just line up over here? No, they just want to burn up and be sitting there sweating. No, I'm cool with that. But
hurry up, man.
We got a live packed show today, don't we, Terry? We got a lot of things to talk about. As we do always, we're going to talk about what's going on around college football, especially Bill Belichick. Then we got to talk about the Buckeyes and what's going on with Big Noon. And then we're also going to compare our Buckeyes to the rest of college football as we do all every week in the show. But shout out my guy Terry, man, because he's been putting in that work. And before we get to the show, here we go.
World famous Ohio State Buckeyes.
We might be in a situation where we have a superstar coach on our hands, kind of like how we did with Brian Hartline.
So right from the jump, make sure they understand they're playing somebody different tonight. They're playing the Buckeyes. They're playing the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Being the Buckeye, there's nothing better, bro.
Hey.
I hope y'all like that intro video, man. Terry did his thing, man. So that will be our intro video going forward. And, before we go ahead and get started, definitely got to shout out our members. You got Doreen, Blue Wolverine, Windstars Align, Bootzilla, Jordan Clapper, Grizz, Robert Howard, Jam, Phillip, Doug, our guy John. You got Arizona Buck Guy. You got Philly Fan, Rock, Where Goes One, Matthew Miller, James Williams, Kinetic 615, and CW2. So, I mean, to be honest, it looks like we got some members that just joined. And if you didn't join, you are about to miss out the beginning of the week next week. So if you aren't a member, make sure that you go ahead and tap in. It's only $2.99 to join the Block O Club, $4.99 for the JT Wasn't Short, and $9.99 for the We Don't Give a Damn. So, go ahead, get those memberships in because we have, like Garrison has been grinding, working hard. We all been grinding, working hard to bring you guys some exclusive content for your eyes only first. So make sure you do that, man. But like I said, Bill Belichick. What is going on with Bill Belichick?
This situation is so crazy, Mike, bro. Like I would have never in my life thought Bill Belichick would have been a college coach and then just be letting some chick just make choices for him. And I know you have it here, like he might not be the head coach week one. I mean, it sounds like North Carolina and all of them are starting to get sick of this crap with this girl kind of like trying to run the show and do, you know what I mean? So I forget the girl's even her name even, but like, I don't know, man. I would always thought of Bill Belichick as someone who had like these two, like those two things separated, like his personal life from his job. You know what I mean? Like, and I can imagine what it's like being a player on North Carolina right now. And you got this chick kind of like running around during practice and like trying to call the shots and stuff.
Man, I'm wondering, is somebody from our beat going to ask Bo Atkinson about it? Like, was that one of the contributing factors? And you're right, Terry. You don't expect a guy who has this, this status. You don't expect, his life to just be taken over by a relationship thing. And it's like, bro, you not even married yet. Exactly. You not even like normally we hear like some marriage scandals or whatever, man. This almost like a side piece scandal almost. But I mean, here's my thing. I just feel like unless they're able to find something in the contract, which I doubt, because I know he's smart. He's been around his agent, lawyers. They've been around the block for a minute. So my thing is the buyout, right? And then TV revenue coming up. I'm expecting him to be there week 1. I don't think.
Oh yeah, dude, me too. Yeah. I expect him to be there week 1. And honestly, like, as much as people talk about it, bro, like his relationship with this girl has people talking about North Carolina. Yeah, it has attention going to North Carolina. The only other thing they need to do is be successful on the field, bro, and it's gonna be a big time thing. Like, I mean, obviously, I don't expect them with where they were coming from last year. Like, you don't really see it in college football unless you're Michigan, but you don't really see it in college football where you go from being trash to being really good from 1 year, especially when you're not a team that's bringing in like those big time players. But like I said, man, you're talking about the GOAT. You're talking about the football GOAT probably with Bill Belichick. And if it's successful, then who can question him what he's doing with that girl? Like,
hey, fact. And here's the thing. They always say any publicity is good publicity, whether it's good or bad. My thing is this, just if I'm thinking of it as a parent, man, I don't want my dang on son going to learn from a guy on how to get tricked out by a girl and their money.
Man,
that's what that's my perspective from it. Just being a dad, bro. I don't want my son learning how to get tricked out his money, bro.
So you wouldn't let your son play for Bill Belichick, is what you're saying, man. You see, like,
I feel like it's too much distractions. Like, my thing is this: it's not like the NFL where there's only 32 teams. He got 100 and some other teams that's gonna be courting him. So
that's true.
That's my thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Garrison said, "Just go ahead and tell you all the news." The news is we will be having an interview with Luke Montgomery. So we're looking forward to that. Again, that is going to be for our members. So if you aren't a member, like I said, make sure you go ahead, get your membership up right there. Again, while we're here, make sure you like the video, share, subscribe. We appreciate all of that.
That's gonna be so lit, Mike. That's what's up, man.
It is. I'm excited about it, man. I've done some player interviews, not that many, but I'm pretty excited about this one.
One of my favorite ones was me and you interviewed Duke.
Oh yeah,
that was so fun, man. We had Duke Pettijohn. This was on our old show. It wasn't even on this platform,
right?
And it was called The Fans Edge, where me and Mike was at before. But we had Duke Pettijohn on there. It was such a good interview, man. It was fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. And it's also just good seeing the perspective from the parents, man. Like that's my biggest thing. Like when you're able to see the perspective from the parents and hear, and that's why you end up knowing why these guys and these young men like the Riley Pettijohns and the Devin Sanchez, why they are so mature. And that's why I said, Terry, my motto, I don't trust the kids. You know what I'm saying? Let me talk to the parents, see how the parents. And here's the thing. I don't trust the kids, but the thing is, these kids, are making decisions for themselves. Just like a lot of people, especially Georgia fans, were upset about losing out on Jackson Cantwell, right? A lot of narratives going around and things. He's getting paid $2.5 million. all of these different things, right? And so
Yeah.
my thing is, he's had predictions. He was going to Oregon, going to Georgia, and now boom, going to Miami. That's why I'm saying, like, I sit back, whatever is best for these kids, that's what I want for them, man.
And he came out and said that it was about relationships and not money. Listen,
yeah.
I'm not about to down talk that kid. I don't know what the truth is, but like Mike said, man, we don't trust these kids.
Here's the thing, man. Jackson Cantwell also called out Pete Nakos of On3 directly and said he's the one who's been pushing these false narratives with the money. So, I mean, to be honest, like when he says that it's about relationships and then you calling some out directly, like I don't know if I've heard recruits, like normally they just say the media. No, he said the name directly. So I thought that was pretty interesting,
Mike,
as well.
That kid has an agent.
Yeah,
that kid's agent is Drew Rosenhaus, bro. This is not about relationships, bro. Come on, bro. Drew Rosenhaus is literally the agent that all the kids use when they get out of college to go to the NFL. Bro. I think the coaches use that guy to when they're getting their jobs and stuff.
Did you hear how he picked the agent?
Nah, I ain't. Okay. Let me know. Let me hear it.
So him and his dad was sitting there watching, I guess, Hard Knocks, and they was watching, I guess, the agent negotiate for somebody, and they was like, "That's who we want," and they went ahead and reached out, and that's what they got, man. So I mean, my thing is, when you get an agent like that, those agents need their percentage as well. So, yeah, that number has to be a little higher or much higher than most other people because he's one of the top agents and, his rate is his rate probably. So, it is what it is.
That's crazy, Mike.
Yeah, I mean,
that's crazy.
Hey, see, watching moms out there, your kids watching football shows can pay off. It pays off.
Right.
So, but speaking of recruits, man, USC loses another 5-star recruit. I want to say they lost a recruit a couple weeks ago, but USC they were the April offseason champions. All they were talking about is they got the #1 recruiting class. I believe, Terry, me and you have talked about USC and how potentially we believe they could end up losing some of these recruits once the season starts and guys are watching what's being displayed. It can end up being Flip City. Are we starting to see it sooner? Because normally, this offseason, you don't really have guys like decommitting right away like this, especially like you got 2 back-to-back.
Yeah, their class was already had 27 people in it or something, man. So I expected to see this. Especially from some of the high-level guys that they got to commit early. I've always kind of just stood on it the whole time that class was going to fall apart. It's not like it's going to fall apart and they're going to lose every single player, but they had too many players too early, bro. That's not realistic. There's a reason why Georgia and Alabama and Ohio State don't sign 27 players and 7 5-stars super early and then keep them for the entire cycle. They don't do that because it doesn't have. You can't do that. So Lincoln Riley did a good job getting those kids to commit, but as I expected, they're going to start dropping at least a couple of them. Now there is another interesting thing with that actual situation. Like that kid has visits scheduled, and the first visit that he has scheduled is Ohio State, man, coming up May 30th.
Whoa, let's go! Man. I mean, my thing is, I want Atkinson and I want Sincere. I do believe maybe, I don't know. My thing is, I believe Sincere should maybe be an edge. And I don't know if that's where they're looking at him. So if you take this linebacker, now you got Atkinson and this other guy at linebacker, and maybe Atkinson at an edge or a hybrid role. I mean, my thing is this, bro. It seems like Laurinaitis isn't going for the Tough Borlands of the world and things like that, bro. He's going heavy hitting. And to be honest, like you said on the intro, do we have our next superstar coach?
Yeah, that little tidbit on the intro was about James Laurinaitis. So
yeah,
I know I could put that together. This kid, man, I don't know. his name's Xavier Griffin. Honestly, I haven't watched like his highlights or nothing like that. I'm gonna have to go check him out, especially since he's gonna be coming to visit Ohio State.
Right.
I agree with you. I do want Atkinson and I do want Sincere. Now, this kid, I mean, you're talking about a 5-star linebacker. Just from looking at the kid, he looks like a freak athlete. So after I watch watch him play, I'll know a little bit more. But I mean, it's not a kid that you're going to say no to, right? It's not a kid that you're not going to recruit super hard if he is interested in your school. So, I mean, if we could close on this deal or, maybe get him to where we're like actual part of his recruitment going forward, that would be sweet.
It would be.
I mean, he's got Ohio State, Alabama, Texas, Florida State. That's the visits he has scheduled that he announced. So, I mean, Florida State, unless he's like has some ties there, that doesn't really seem threatening. Obviously, Alabama and Texas are two schools that are big time. So
yeah, fact.
Let's see, man.
Fact. Yeah, we definitely will, man. So we got some other Buckeye news that had came out. You got Trey Sermon. He went ahead and signed a deal with my Pittsburgh Steelers. You know what I'm saying?
Buckeyes,
you see it
man.
behind me. Honestly, I think that this is a good move. When you're talking about the Steelers needing depth and also just having a running back who can fall forward, I just think that it's a good depth piece. And hopefully he can do something here at the Steelers, man. I'm still a Trey Sermon fan. All of us Buckeye fans saw what he did in the Big Ten championship. So hopefully we can go ahead and get that with the Steelers.
Yeah, I mean, he's been in the NFL, man. He hasn't been nothing crazy, but he's been a solid back a couple times. He's not somebody who's going to come in and give you like 1,400 yards or nothing like that. But like you said,
Right.
man, Trey Sermon as a depth piece, like, you got someone who's talented, always been a good kid, like, always been a good teammate, all that stuff. Never heard anything bad about him. So, yeah, man. Hey, the Steelers are out there signing Buckeyes, man. They might be trying to win something.
Let's go. Let's go. And then we got our guy, Mr. Steelers, Super Bowl MVP, and Buckeye wide receiver, Santonio Holmes, man, is the wide receiver coach at Central State University. If you don't know where that is in Wilberforce, Ohio. So, my cousin went to Wilberforce, and I had a cousin that went to Central State as well. So, shout out to my people down there. But we got all of these Buckeye guys are getting. You got Chris Carter. He has been player development down at FAU. You got Eddie George, started off at Tennessee State. Was it Tennessee State or Middle Tennessee? I think it was Tennessee State, TSU. Yeah. And now he's at Bowling Green. You got James Laurinaitis already on staff. You have Brian Hartline already on staff. Marcus Freeman up there at Notre Dame. You got Luke Fickell out Wisconsin. I mean, and now you just got another Buckeye wide receiver coaching. Hey, is they getting ready to line up the next guy to take Hartline's spot? Is just one program that has just not fallen off in modern era is Ohio State. The only time that we have had a 4-loss season or 4+ loss season or anything like that has been since the interim year with Luke Fickell. So, I mean, if we can continue this sustained success, I'd love it. I want my kids to be able to enjoy it like I have.
Yeah, listen, man, all these guys are now starting to get into the point where if they did go into coaching, that you're going to start hearing their names. So I think that's super cool. I think I was listening to another podcast earlier, and they were talking about how a lot of the Urban Meyer guys are now starting to pop up in coaching jobs. You're starting to see them, like guys like JT Barrett, Kenny Guyton, stuff like that. And I think it's cool, man. Anytime I see former Buckeyes out there getting coaching jobs, I just think to myself, kind of what you were thinking, like, hey, could this person end up being a coach at Ohio State one day? Because, I mean, we're always looking for coaches. And honestly, I feel like the coaches who are former players, they tend to be really good at Ohio State. Just kind of the way it works with how big our fan base is and how, like, once you've been a part of that brotherhood, there's a kind of like a respect that comes to it. So I love seeing it, man. I love seeing it.
For sure. I guess Steve found us on Twitter. I was trying to tweet out the show, and then it said the broadcast was not available, and I was like, "What is going on here?" So I guess our guy Steve, he found it, man. So let's go. But what we really here to talk about, man, because all of Buckeye Nation is tired of it. It's tired of it. Since Big Noon has came out, Ohio State has had to carry the mantle for this conference. Nobody has been on Big Noon more than Ohio State. And when I say it's not even close, it's not even close. So, oh snap!
You got going on, Mike?
I don't know. I don't know. I accidentally hit something. I was like, what? I thought I closed my phone. But it looks like, Fox went ahead and they tweeted out that it's the Texas versus Ohio State game is what they have. That's what they're going to have. And everybody assume it's going to be Big Noon. And
it will be. It is Big Noon. They already announced it.
And that's the thing. Well, when it first came out, it was just we assumed, right? But then, I don't know, some backtracking gone. People thought, hey, possibly it could be the 3:30 game. Possibly Fox wants to compete and we'll do a night game. Let me tell you this. Fox does not want to compete. They're scared. Joe Klatt went on rants last year about how they're scared and they just want the prime time at noon. We have to deal with this. We're feeling the impact of Kevin Warren, but also Ohio State and Gene Smith shouldn't have signed off on this. I can tell you this: Russ Bjork is not happy, and I cannot wait till the renegotiations.
Yeah, man, it's sick. I hate it, bro. Like, especially after watching how the last year ended and how Ross Bjork himself went out of his way to make sure that the nighttime atmosphere at the Tennessee game was crazy, and it worked. It was crazy. So you want to see that more often. You want to see that in big games. I think we have a chance to redeem ourselves. If the Texas game, it's a big game. Big Noon is going to take some of those games. That weekend has a lot of big games, honestly, right? On a weekend that has a lot of big games, it is what it is. I can deal with it. I can understand it. But we need to redeem ourselves. When Penn State comes to Columbus, bro, that game has to be at night. If that game's not at night, then it's a failure, for the season in terms of scheduling the games. And because if it's not, that means you have no big time night game at the shoe this year. Obviously there's other games and they might make them night games, but let's be honest, going into the game, that's what it needs for the stadium to be lit. It needs the pre-hype. It needs everyone to come to that game knowing that they're about to go watch one of the two best teams in college football play. And it seems like every other team in the country besides Ohio State kind of gets to have that thing every year. And we don't unless we make it to the playoffs because we have to be the cash cow for this Fox Big Noon kickoff crap. I don't know, man. Hopefully Ross Bjork will do something about it. I don't know what he can do. I feel like the TV contracts, the big time, those big deals, they're kind of set in stone. I don't really think that he can do anything about it, but hopefully he does at least try to kick the can on that because Ohio State can't keep carrying this Big Noon stuff. It's just, it takes away from recruiting. It takes away from the fan experience. Money that can be made, everything, all that stuff needs to, Ohio State needs to not be held to a different standard than everybody else with that.
I agree, man. And I would say it's kind of crazy that the lower programs get more primetime night games than Ohio State has. Since Big Noon has been a thing, how many big-time night games do you think that we have had, Terry? Can you remember any off the top of your head? Any big-time night games during the regular season since Big Noon has been a thing?
Oh, man. I'm sure we have, Mike. I just can't think of them off the top of my head, but
Tennessee last year.
It hasn't been many, bro. If there was, it hasn't been many, man.
It's Tennessee last year, bro. That's it.
That's sick, dude. Listen,
we don't get no night games, bro. We just don't, man. And my guy Steve is saying Urban said it's not set in stone. Nothing has been decided. I'm telling you. Here's the thing. I went to science schools and all that. I go off of what's been showed, what's been proven in history, right? Like what's been showed is
there was a reporter.
Game.
There was a reporter that came out, one of the big time reporters
Clay
that is like trustworthy. Yeah, Clay Hall. He came out and said he can confirm that it is at noon. So I think that's dead. There's nothing to like that thing that Urban said. He's like, oh, they didn't confirm it, but we all know that Fox is big noon, and Clay Hall confirmed it. It's over, bro. It's big noon. So y'all better get your tickets now for all the before they get filled up with all the wine and cheese crowd, I guess is what people like to call them.
Yeah. Shout out our guy Garrison. You know, he say trust in Bjork. And this is the thing when I say just wait till it comes to the next contract negotiations. What you're going to see is I doubt that Ohio State will be splitting this money evenly, or we're going to be limited to how many big noon games we have because they did it with CBS in Alabama, so I don't understand why that can't be part of the contract. There is no big noon kickoff without Ohio State. And the fact that Big Noon just couldn't even respect Ohio State and say, hey, you carried the torch. There's other teams out here as well that we can go ahead and get to. You've carried the torch. Yeah. Let us stop doing this. Would Big Noon even really be a thing and be doing the numbers that it's doing without Ohio State? No.
No, it wouldn't.
It's just the continue. I just feel like it's disrespect. And so one thing that I know about Bjork is he's a get to the money guy. And right now, all the Big Noon is doing is just stacking the ammo for Ohio State. Stacking the ammo. Just keep stacking it. We can prove here. Now we got the numbers. We got all of this. We want our money. You want to put us on Noon? Pay us. There's no reason for Rutgers, Indiana even. None of them should be holding our to the same as us or getting even the money, and we don't want to carry the mantle.
I agree. 100%. I agree with that. Yeah, it's just not right, man. And I hate to just complain like that, you know what I mean? But like, it's as a fan, what you want to see when you're sitting at home watching a game, bro, like you want to see that late night game. You want to have time to pregame. You want to have time to, get the kids settle with the babysitter or whatever you're going to do, make a spectacle out of it. When it's a big game, like, or if you're going to the game, dude, Mike, I only went to one Ohio State game ever in my life, bro. I live super close. I live 10 minutes from the stadium, but I just never go to the games, right? Mm-hmm. Only game I went to was last year, the Western Michigan game. And it was a cheap game. I just wanted to take my son to go see a game, right?
Yeah.
That stadium was lit, bro, and we were blowing them out. Like, they missed a field goal. The stadium went crazy. The atmosphere around the campus, crazy, bro. Like, I know it's like that at other schools too, but like, I mean, Ohio State's a premier program, dude. We need to have that at our stadium, at our campus also. You know what I mean?
Fact. And like you said, it takes away from the recruiting. The recruits don't even get to see, like, my guy Juck. He can't stop talking about the Tennessee game. He said he's been to several Ohio State games, and yet the Tennessee game has been like, if you thought that it was loud and going crazy against what's that? Western Michigan. Just imagine, like, and that's the thing. Like, they talk about the noon games that sometimes it's the old people. They want to sit down. They don't want you to stand up in front of them and all of that stuff. Well, at night, one thing that we knowing is everybody a little intoxicated and everybody's standing up. So that's what I want.
Yeah. Yeah. And listen, Mike, also, as Ohio State fans, we kind of like have to suck it up a little bit too. You know what I mean? Like, we need to figure out a way to make it to where our noon atmosphere is lit. Like, I get what you're saying. There's going to be the old people there. There's going to be the people that bring their kids. People ain't going to be drunk, all that stuff. But it's like, as Ohio State fans, like, we can't just complain about it and not do nothing about it. So I feel like when it comes this Texas game, I feel like the stadium should be lit. We should be in there screaming. They shouldn't be able to hear nothing on third down. Like, it should be lit just like it would be a night game.
Well, I just want to say, check out my guy, Chimity Chekwa, because he said that he wanted to do something about it, and he wanted to do a protest. And to be honest, I support it. How about this? Nobody show up to the Big Noon kickoff pregame show. Nobody. That'd
be funny.
Everybody go to game day. I want to see that set completely empty. or to the fact where the cameras won't even have to change their angles. They won't even show the background because it's that empty. Let's go ahead and do that, man. But we gotta go ahead get to some business real quick before we continue. All right, get your business, product, service, or personal brand to the next level by partnering with the Voice of College Football. See what our partner, Win Agency, has to say on the screen about his sponsorship experience with us. Let us discuss how you can also reach your target market. Contact us at sponsorships at vocfb.com. Again, that is sponsorships at vocfb.com. And if you are watching, I got it at the bottom of the screen for you. So Terry, man, Ohio State recruit, man. We got some stuff to talk about.
Real quick, I want to know from the chat though, Mike, before we move on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a poll in here, y'all. The question is just gonna be, do you think that the big noon kickoff, okay, do you think that it's ruining the Ohio State fan base reputation? Now, because I think that if you think back to, when Urban Meyer was the coach, before the big noon kickoff was the thing, when they would talk about the loudest stadiums, the most rowdy stadiums, Ohio State would always be mentioned. You don't ever hear that now. And I'm a big believer that I think the big noon is a big reason for that, because all those games are big noon. Plus, like, the way that Fox broadcast is not, honestly, it's not great. If you watch it, if you watch some of the SEC football, the reason why that looks like more of your college experience of a game is because of the way that the broadcast is set up. They allow the crowd noise in, even down to the angles of how they record the game. I enjoy ESPN more than Fox with all of that stuff. But yeah, again, the question is, do you think that the big noon kickoff that Ohio State keeps getting stuck with over and over again is ruining the Ohio State fan base reputation around the country, just in terms of how rowdy they are and how hard it is to play against Ohio State at Ohio State?
Oh man, it's a fact. I mean, Jay Book even talked about how you could hear the fan noise or whatever watching all the playoff games, and for some reason Fox is turned down. So yeah. I mean, yeah, it's definitely. We'll come back to that poll here in a sec, so we can see the results. But Buckeye recruiting, the Buckeyes just went ahead and got a commitment from our guy Jordan Thomas, cornerback. So shout out to Coach Walt, shout out to Matt P, and shout out to Matt G as well, man. These guys
that's a corner, Mike. What you mean, Matt G, man? Come on, man.
I'm gonna tell you why
Matt
I'm
G
saying
this.
For Tim Walton. Yes, because these guys are taking pictures with everybody, and also I'm gonna tell you why I'm giving Matt G credit, because if you're coming to be a Buckeye, you're not coming to just learn one position. You have to learn multiple positions here at Ohio State. So the DBs, if the DBs are all on one accord and they all know what each other is supposed to be doing, that can be scary back. That can be a scary back seven, bro. If everybody knows what they're doing. So yeah, I mean, I'm giving all of our coaches credit, man, because they going out there and they putting in work, man. And I just see Matt P is everywhere, bro. I mean, Matt P in Mississippi, Matt P over here, Matt P over there. I mean, I seen them. They down there with Braylon Womack.
Maybe I was mistaken. I thought you meant Matt Guerreri. You're talking about Matt Patricia.
Matt, right? I did. I said Matt Patricia and Matt G.
Oh yeah, Matt G. I don't know about, but Matt Patricia. Hey, I ain't never seen a coach be everywhere like he is, man. Matt Patricia's in every single recruit photo ever taken. I swear.
I love it. I love it, man. He got to. He got to, man. So also, again, like I said, they were down there talking to Braylon Womack. I believe his mom tweet, and she put up 5 stars. And it's just it's teasing. I seen Buckeye School tweet. This is teasing us. It is teasing us because it's bro, He's like almost one like that final piece on that backside in the secondary, bro. He's that final piece. He's the replacement for when Caleb Downs leaves. This guy is supposed to be like that. And also, I don't know if y'all went and looked at any of his interviews. Go and look at his interviews. The way this guy, you talking about true student of the game? You're talking about a kid who has been watching film. And here's the thing. It's almost like coaches have to keep trying to get things new to him because this guy's like, hey, I could play multiple defenses. I'm very excited about this kid. And this was like, that was the same thing that you were hearing about Caleb Downs, just his IQ level, the way he watches film, the way he's able to break it down. Like, I'm really excited about this. I really hope he signs to the Buckeye. I believe, and again, when I talk about those parents, even watching his dad do interviews, I'm blown away. I'm blown away by the whole Womack family.
That would be a crazy get for Matt G, man, if he brought in Blaine Bradford and Braylon Womack. Yeah. And they already got Simeon Caldwell, who, I mean, regardless of how people think he's going to be a linebacker, I mean, he's coming here as a safety, so you never know how the kid's body's going to fill out. That would be a crazy get for Matt Guerreri, man. I don't know. I need to see that.
Here's my thing. It just looked like the Buckeyes are getting back to the Buckeye talent. Because, over at Best Damn Media, we had broke down the whole transition. Because everybody talks about, Ryan Day left him this 2019. Nobody talked about what was behind that 2019 and the guys behind and how things have fell off. You had Tavier Johnson. He was not a top recruiter. You had what was his name? Bill Davis, not a top recruiter.
Yep.
I mean, who was the dang on safety? Alex Grinch. Not that's how we ended up with Bryson Shaw. So I'm good on all that, man. I'm good on that.
Hey, man, that made me sick. I see a picture of him, I get sick. I'm like, man.
So, there was a question that I wanted to ask you, Terry.
All right, let me hear it.
And I want to ask the chat.
Okay.
What is the difference between Ohio State and other schools when it comes to NIL?
That's a good question. It's a very good question. Yeah, look, like Mike said, let us know in the chat what y'all think. What's the difference between Ohio State and other schools? I'm about to tell y'all what I think, and it might not be what most people think, because I don't think that Ohio State is struggling with money at all. I think Ohio State has as much money as any school out there, but I think that Ohio State is not willing to pay players more than what their set number is. And I think when Ohio State evaluates a player, they trust their evaluation enough to say, hey, this is the amount of money that we're going to give you. If you're Jeremiah Smith, then we're going to give you as much money. We'll give you more money than everybody else. Matter of fact, if you're Jeremiah Smith, then sure, they're not going to be able to top it because whatever they offer you, we'll match it if we have to. But when you're a 5-star and we don't believe that you're that level of player, especially like a first-year impact player, this is the number that we have for you, and this is what we're going with. And if that's not good with you, then you're an NIL recruitment, and we already established, and we say it over and over and over again that we don't want to be a part of NIL recruitments.
Right. Big facts, man. Look at Terry out here preaching, man. I agree.
And I like the way they do that, Mike, because Ryan Day's kind of taking a business-like approach to it. He's like, look, this is my job. This is my team that I have to run. I'm the leader of this team, and this is how I'm going to run it. And if you don't like it, then go on. Like it is what it is. You're just not meant to be here. You know what I mean? Like, and we're going to get the guys that are meant to be here. And the way that we're doing it, it's going to allow us to get enough guys to where we're going to be one of the best teams in the country every single year. So
yeah, and that's the thing, man. This is why I respect what Ryan Day is doing in NIL. Because guess what we didn't have? We didn't have to worry about anybody just leaving and hitting the portal, right? We were sitting there. Ryan Day was sitting there. He said he was able to have a nice cold one or whatever once the portal window closed, man. But no Buckeyes went ahead and entered that portal. So, I mean, that already tells you right there. I think that Ohio State has found success with that. Terry, you got something else for us with recruiting?
With recruiting, I mean, not really, man. We'll dig more into recruiting next week if you want. We can kind of do some. I can do some more research on it. For me, with recruiting, bro, like I have to learn about like a player or a situation, and then I can talk about it really well. I'm willing to do the research and stuff. But at this time of the year, I'm not following it too much unless it's like the big time recruitments. Like when I hear this 5-star linebacker decommitted from USC and is coming to Ohio or going to visit Ohio State, I'm gonna do my research. So we're gonna talk more about him, Xavier Griffin, next week.
Yeah, and also if y'all just go ahead, follow me and Terry on our handles. Because me and Terry will jump in Discord with some other guys, and we will watch film for hours on players, man.
Yeah.
And so that's how I am. I normally don't try to talk about the players until I watch some film on them, or I get to see them in person as well. Because there's some guys here in Texas that I plan on going to see this year. I don't want to miss some certain games that's coming.
About to go watch that young Pettyjohn.
Hey, I'm definitely gonna go watch Caden, man.
What's his name?
Kyler.
Caden?
Kyler. You got Kyler and Cam. It's two of them.
Yeah, hey.
them boys put me in work, bro. And we're about
to do right by their brother because Riley's about to play. Man, I seen a picture of Riley the other day. Since he's been at Ohio State, Mike, he looks crazy, man. He looks jacked, big as heck.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you this. Like, I remember the first game I went to at Riley Pettyjohn. I'm telling you, I heard Kyler Pettyjohn not getting cooked. This boy was smacking stuff, boy, coming downhill. It was like they play like a 3-4 defense, man. So he's like that outside linebacker. But man, Kyler was out there smacking stuff. So I was pretty excited about that.
That ain't even fair. That ain't even fair playing a 3-4 defense and two of your linebackers are Pettyjohns, man. Come on, man.
Hey,
you got two Pettyjohns and two more linebackers.
Bruh, long day at the office for that offense. It's a long day at all. And then like I want to say the playoff game I went and watched, bro. Them wrestles on some other stuff, bro. I ain't never seen. Yeah. I don't know. I ain't even gonna talk about it. But
it'd be like that, man.
It do. Now we gotta get to our Buckeyes versus the rest of college football. Terry, I was having discussions with people, and we were talking about top 5 active coaches. Now, I would say if we were talking, but I want to base this off of the CFP and NIL era, or shall I say the NIL and transfer portal era, right? Because I don't want to do just CFP because there's a lot of good active coaches, and I feel like there are some in the beginning of the CFP who have fallen off the wayside, right? And we're going to see if they're going to be able to get their ways back up. But I would say my 5, just going ahead, and if y'all want to list y'all 5 in the comments, please do. My 5, I'm going to put Kirby Smart at 1, Ryan Day at 2, Marcus Freeman at 3, Kalen DeBoer at 4, and Steve Sarkisian at 5.
Okay, I like that. I like your list, man. I didn't write down a list, so I'm gonna come up one off the top of my head. So if I mess it up, I'm sorry. But I mean, I kind of agree with you on some of this. So I go Kirby Smart 1. I mean, obviously the back-to-back natties, you can't really, right? You can't take that away from him. He does have an Alabama problem, kind of the way that Ryan Day has a Michigan problem. Obviously, I think Ryan Day's 2, definitely. I do think that. I don't think I'm putting Marcus Freeman at 3. I think, man, I don't know. Because for me, like, I get they made the national championship. I already talked about on the show that I think that they were not like a top 2 team in the country last year. I think they were probably like 4 or 5. Plus, the Freeman has some of the nastiest L's that you could possibly have. I mean, Marshall, Northern Illinois, those are nasty L's at Notre Dame. You're not supposed to lose to teams like that at Notre Dame. And I mean, if he fixes that and they don't lose those games anymore, then they're going to be a real problem. especially if they can continue having success in the playoffs, how they did last year. But I think I would probably go Kirby, then Ryan Day, then Steve Sarkisian. Then I guess maybe go with Kalen DeBoer after that, and then throw Freeman in at 5. So I can just kind of switch up Steve Sarkisian and Marcus Freeman on your list, and I think that's pretty good.
All right. So here's my thing. I know that we hold those weird losses against Marcus Freeman. I say the Marshall loss is the most egregious of them all. But, I mean, if you were ranking, I mean, a lot of people would have put Urban Meyer 2 behind Nick Saban, right?
Oh,
he had some egregious losses, getting blown out by Iowa, getting blown out by Purdue.
No, I mean, those teams have NFL players on them, Mike.
Purdue.
Come on now.
Okay, Purdue probably had which NFL player can you remember from that Purdue team? Because I mean, and my thing is the one was Rondell Moore, but I mean, we didn't see Rondell Moore really get to show that type of skill set in the NFL.
I agree. I mean, I'm sure they had some other NFL players that I can't think of.
And there was NFL players, I'm sure, on the Louisville team.
What would that be? Marcus Freeman?
Yeah. I mean,
but I didn't even bring up Louisville. I'm talking about Marshall and
you brought Marshall. Didn't the DN just go first round for Marshall?
Man, come on, Mike.
Mike. You said NFL players, so
man.
That was just
was he even on that team?
I mean, it was what, 3 years ago? 3 years eligibility for it. I mean,
was he even at Marshall then, bro? I gotta do some research on that, man, because he might be in here capping to me, Mike. I don't know, man. Iowa has some NFL players, man.
So who would be your honorable mentions out the top 5, right? Because I know that Oregon fans are mad about Dan Lanning, but here's my thing. I can't put Dan Lanning ahead of Marcus Freeman. Dan Lanning has no CFP win. Same, DeBoer owns him. He hasn't beat DeBoer. Your one time that you got to beat Washington or whatever was when they lost everybody. The roster, 90% of the roster, and the coaching staff.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, obviously, Dan Lanning is going to be one of your honorable mentions in that situation.
And I'll explain why I put Marcus Freeman at 3, because I feel if they were in the ACC, he would already have a couple conference championships.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. They lost to Northern Illinois and Marshall. So,
out of conference. I mean, that's out of conference.
I know it's out of conference, but like, you're going to tell me that Syracuse last year couldn't have beat them? Like, I mean,
no.
If Northern Illinois could, Syracuse couldn't.
Listen to me. We're talking about Kyle McCord. That defense, that's the worst defense for Kyle McCord.
That was the worst Marcus defense. Freeman killer, Mike. Come on, man. You seen what he did on that last drive, man. Come on. Why you hating on
Hey, I know this. Them DBs for Notre Dame wasn't dropping interceptions like they did against Kyle.
I mean, he won the game, man. What you want? Hey, I always called that play that dropped interception the play that cost Ohio State a national championship. That's a deep cut, man. I'm not getting into that right now, but hey, listen. But all I'm saying, man, is that if Northern Illinois can beat them, bro, like you can't tell me that some of these ACC teams wouldn't have beat them. Also, it's just like
I don't know.
I know they were better later in the year. Obviously, Northern Illinois caught them at a good time, but like, I mean, Notre Dame does kind of play an ACC schedule anyway. So they probably did they play Syracuse last year? They might have. I don't even know that. I just know that I don't know if they would have won any of those, like an ACC championship, just because I don't think Freeman has had a team that's been consistent enough to go in and win a conference just yet. I know last year was, but they also, like I said, that Northern Illinois loss, bro, is something I just can't forget. Like, I can't forgive it. I can't forget it. Like, you got NFL players on your team. You shouldn't be losing to Northern Illinois.
Yeah, trying to think. Did Steve Sarkisian never won his conference?
He was in.
He was
They
in
were
the Big 12.
He was in the Big 12. Yeah. Yeah.
He never won his conference.
Wait, they didn't win the conference in 2023? Yeah, they did. No, they did win. They did win it. Because they beat Oklahoma State.
They did. Okay.
Yeah, they beat Oklahoma State in the Big 12 championship.
All right. So he got that one right before going to the SEC.
Put some respect on Sark's name, Mike. Come on,
man.
Man.
I don't know why I was thinking about 22. I was thinking 22 is what I was thinking. Will Howard and TCU is what I was thinking.
Marcus Freeman ain't winning no conference that got Will Howard in there, man.
Our guy Garrison said Smart at 1, Day at 2, Dabo at 3, Freeman at 4, Sark at 5. Now, if you were just talking only CFP air, I would agree with you on the Dabo one, right? But since NIL and transfer portal started, Dabo has fallen off the wayside, bro. Like that program has not been the same program since Trevor Lawrence has left.
Yeah, and I was debating on putting Dabo in there too, but you really kind of drove the point home that you were talking NIL era, and Dabo has honestly been to start off the NIL era. He was one of the worst coaches possible because he literally said, "We're not doing this." He was like, "We're not doing the transfer portal. We're not doing the NIL stuff," and they were not. And their roster went to the point where they had a bunch of regular looking dudes out there for a while. And then he decided that he was either going to not be the coach at Clemson anymore, or he's going to have to start dabbling into this stuff. And to be fair, last year, their roster, they were pretty good last year. They made it to the playoffs, all that good stuff. But that's the only reason why I didn't put Dabo in there. I'll probably have him in my honorable mention just because of what he did do in the past. But Mike really did drive home the point that we're talking only in the NIL era. And that was really kind of when Dabo had like his biggest fall off. So we have to be honest about that. You know what I mean? Like he didn't want to do it. And I mean, if you don't want to do it and that's the era we're talking about, that's unfortunate, but you're not getting put in the top 5.
Facts. That's how I feel about it, man. Now, I want to read something off to you real quick before we go ahead and end this show, just to get your quick thoughts. Right. Let's just keep it Big Ten, right? Big Ten regular season over/under wins totals via Circus Sports is Ohio State 10.5, Oregon 10.5, Penn State at 10. You got Indiana at 8.5, the team up north at 8.5. You have Washington, Illinois, Iowa, Nebraska, and USC all lumped in at 7.5. We could just go ahead and just keep it right there.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, nothing's really surprising on there, especially when you look at people's schedule. You know what I mean? Like, where was Michigan at? Or did you not even rate them yet?
8.5. I said team up north. I just call them team up.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I always call them Michigan. It is what it is. We grew up beating them too much for me to be. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I grew up beating them too much for me to be calling them the team up north, man. But I mean, yeah, Oregon's schedule's whack. Ohio State's probably the best team in the Big Ten. Penn State, I mean, that one's a little surprising considering that some people have them as like their number 1 team in college football coming into this year. But I do think maybe they have a little bit tougher of a schedule. I have to look at it, but I think they play Ohio State, they play Oregon, and then I'm sure they have a couple other tough Big Ten games. So, yeah, I mean, other than that, dude, nothing really sticks out to me in that. I mean, it looks pretty basic. You know what I mean? That's what I expected.
I'm going to tell you which one sticks out to me. Illinois. Illinois sticks out to me. They're at 7.5. I don't understand that. How they are at 7.5. I'm going to say if I'm a betting man, I'm betting the over. I am betting the over.
I'm not believing the Burt Bielema hype, Mike. I ain't doing it. I'm not hopping on that train. I've seen a lot of people hop on it. I think I'm going to just watch that one go by, man, because I don't believe in it.
Here, man, I don't know. Here, let me pull up Illinois' schedule real quick because
I know they gotta see us. I know that for sure.
Right, which I call, and they get that at home, which I call our trap game for the season.
Man, we're about to beat the brakes off.
I'm still calling it a trap game, no matter what you say, Terry.
Yeah, they're gonna be trapped on the field with us.
Now, here's my thing, right? Because Circuit got them. Okay, Would you take Illinois or Indiana?
I don't know. I don't know. That's tough. Yeah,
and
it's tough.
It's at Indiana.
Taking Indiana to win that.
It's the first big conference game. Here's my thing. I'm gonna go with Illinois because majority of their players already know what it's like to be in the Big Ten, know what it's like to play on it. Where Indiana, I believe, they're replacing a lot of key guys. So I'm definitely going to go with that. Another one, they got USC at home. They got that as their homecoming game. They got USC as their homecoming game. I think they could go ahead and win that. And for you SEC fans out there or whatever who want to talk all of that crap, SEC this, SEC that, how about that South Carolina? Okay. Anyways, moving on. They're at Purdue. Like I said, Ohio State, that's a trap game. That Wisconsin game, that's going to be a good one. But then they just finish off Rutgers, Maryland, Wisconsin, and Northwestern. I think they're going to beat Northwestern. They're going to beat Wisconsin. I think they'll beat Maryland. Rutgers is returning some people, but I think that they could possibly beat them. That's already 4 wins. Then you got I ain't even said the cupcakes. Western Illinois and Western Michigan. They're not taking what's that? 5 L's? They're not taking 5 L's, bro.
My bad, Mike. I heard something in my house, bro. I had to go check it out real quick.
Hey,
I didn't know what that was. I heard a noise I ain't never heard before. I'm like, man, what in the world?
Hey, they had to
it was my wife. My wife was in there laughing. She was in there cracking up in the other room, but it was like echoing through the wall. But
there's about to up the pole on them.
Everything's good, y'all. Everything's good. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just not believing it, Mike. What you just gave like their games they should win. What's their toughest games on their schedule? Because I wasn't here when you was reading it off.
All right, toughest games on their schedule might be USC, but they believe they're going to win it because it's their homecoming game.
Their toughest game is USC, and they play Ohio State.
Hold on, you said name the toughest games. I thought you said plural.
Okay.
I thought you said games plural.
No, so I did, but yeah. I thought you said their toughest game is USC. I'm like,
no. One of them is USC, but they got it as their homecoming game.
That's an L.
I think they're gonna beat them.
I'll tell you what I think.
What's special about USC? They gotta show me. Then you got Ohio State. I say Washington will be a tough game for them.
Washington will be a tough game. They could win that though. That's winnable.
Okay, and then who else?
That's 3. You name me 7 wins. You name me 7 wins just now. Now we got three possible losses.
Bro, here you go. They play Western Illinois, then Duke. They 2-0 right now. Western Michigan.
That Duke game, Duke might get them, man. You don't know.
Man, get out of here.
You're not talking about Ohio State, Mike. You're talking about Illinois, man.
Terry, we were talking about the ACC.
Man,
we're talking about Duke, who couldn't even win games against teams who had no defense.
All right, that's fine. Give them Duke. I agree with you. Give me the next. Go ahead. Read the rest of it.
They 3-0 right there. They 3-0 starting off the season. Then right, Indiana, you could call it 50-50, but I'm giving them that game.
I think. See, that's the game. That's the type of games that makes me not put faith in Bielema because I think they could lose that. Go ahead.
Then USC.
Okay.
Purdue.
That should be a W for real. Purdue sucks.
Okay.
All right.
Then Ohio State.
That's an L.
Okay. And then Washington.
I'm gonna count that as an L for my narrative purposes.
That's fine. I think Washington is going to be one of our trap games as well. So why I say I agree with you that one being 50-50. Now here's my thing. They finished the season off with Rutgers, Maryland, Wisconsin, Northwestern.
But see, Rutgers, Maryland, Wisconsin, they could lose one of them games, bro. You don't think they can lose one of them games? I feel like you're hyping Illinois crazy right now.
I feel like maybe
nobody.
I feel like maybe the Rutgers, but bro, did you see Maryland? My thing is this:
Man.
Rutgers was supposed to be one of my surprise teams last year, but they dealt with all of those injuries before the season even started, right? So if they and then they lost some guys to the NFL who didn't come back, but I do believe that they returned some of those guys who were injured. So if you want to say that's 50-50, we could say that. But Maryland,
man.
Wisconsin, like
they got a lot of games.
They
got a lot of games that are 50-50.
Bro, they gave Luke Fickell, the Wisconsin game ain't 50-50. They gave Luke Fickell his contract because they already know this season is a wrap.
Hey, but that's just one game, though. And they got their quarterback, man.
And then Northwestern, the Weenie Wash boys.
It's chalk. Yeah, man. I don't know, Mike. I don't know. Losing, they can only lose 3 games to hit that over, right? So I mean, or no, they can't lose. No, they can lose more than, they can lose more than 3 games. I'm stupid for that. Yeah,
they can lose.
They should hit it. I don't think that's a lock, though, Mike. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think it's a lock, bro. They can lose a lot of them. There's so many games in there that are 50-50, man. And it's college football, man. Teams lose games that are not 50-50. Teams lose games that they're expected to win. Oh, you're betting it? You betting it right now?
I'm not right now, but I'm definitely Illinois is hammering over. Here's my thing. We can say this. I watched what Indiana did or whatever when they had veterans on their team, bro, that knew what they were doing and had chemistry, and then also had a coaching staff that knew what they're doing. I watched Brad Bielema beat South Carolina, who actually everyone's talking about their quarterback. Everyone's talking about that defense and how stout that is. I watched Brett Bielema beat them, and they ain't even had to throw the ball. They ran it down their mother effing throat.
Hey, I like the quarterback they got coming back too. I don't know, man. I just can't.
And we gonna count it out?
I'm not counting them out, Mike, but I'm just not putting my money on them. That's all I've been saying. I'm not betting that over, man. I just don't believe in that Bielema, that Illinois stuff. I don't believe in it, man.
Well, again, man, welcome to the world famous Buckeye Show. We are here every Wednesday at 7:30. Again, make sure that you guys are tapping in. We got shows just about every day. You got Garrison and Ryan on the Ohio State Prime Live at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Mark Rogers is every Wednesday at 11 a.m. So make sure you checking him out as well. And we got to get out here. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. If you're not a member, make sure you become a member because we are linking up with Luke Montgomery for that interview. So with that, we appreciate you and we out.
Peace out, everyone.
World famous Ohio State Buckeyes.
We might be in a situation where we have a superstar coach on our hands, kind of like how we did with Brian Hartline.
So right from the jump, make sure they understand they're playing somebody different tonight. They're playing the Buckeyes. They're playing the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Being the Buckeye, there's nothing better, bro.